Look at that. All right,
We got 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
No, just kidding.
Hey, we're here with Adam Yee, straight from America. Where you're building a new company making plant-based dumplings, right?
Yeah.
And you made it to Japan because last year we had you coming, but you got COVID in some part of the world and you couldn't make it in.
Cambodia.
You don't want
COVID in Cambodia.
But I think a lot of people know who you are because you're kind of pretty cool. You've been out there on the food tech scene, worked for Motif, you have the podcast, and this is your second startup?
Yes, my first one, Better Miko.
But tell us about Sobo, the new plant-based dumplings.
Yeah, so Sobo, we just launched, officially launched a month ago. We're in San Francisco with my co-founder Eric Wu, who is also an experienced entrepreneur. He made the company Gainful, and so we wanted to do a product that was not only plant-based and sustainable, but also something that speaks to our heritage of it. So we're both Asian American, and we both think that food is really cultural. So we think that these products represent a variety of foods that we grew up with. Not necessarily even though we're both Chinese American, we also grew up eating Japanese food, Korean food, and have fond memories about that. So we've created these products not only represent kind of these really cool, sustainable technologies that we've input in here, but also the cultures they represent as well.
What's special about the dumpling? You talk about some of the technologies you're putting in. Tell us a little bit about what's going in those.
Some aren't that special, actually. So I would say that this is the pork and chive one is clearly an alternative meat product. We actually do have a patent pending for kind of a technology that makes it juicy on the inside. But this is kind of the only food tech one. The other ones that we have are a little bit different. So for example, our kimchi and mushroom ones have very traditional plant-based meats like tofu or mushrooms. Or when I was in Korea, I tried the potato starch noodles that were very common in a lot of blood sausages or in a lot of Korean mandu. And then we also have a very simple Korean or potato curry dumpling. I love Japanese curry, and I always remember it fondly with potatoes. And this has no alternative meat. It's really just potatoes and vegetables. Yeah.
It's delicious. And I have one here I'm going to eat pretty soon.
There we go.
But that's super exciting. So this is a super hot category, Asian food. Are you going direct to consumer? Or are you going to do retail? What's the plan to go to market?
So direct to consumer is really hard for frozen. It's extremely tough. There's a lot more boosts.
Sauces work well in that, but frozen is hard.
Frozen. I mean, if a dumpling melts, it's ruined.
Amsan has done great with their shelf-stable sauces.
Yes, but Fly by Jing, for instance, they had to cancel the dumpling line because they couldn't handle D2C. There's also a few other companies. I probably can't talk about that. They're in Costco. Yeah, then you know which ones they are. So there's a reason why they're shipping to retail. So for us, we think a local approach is better. So we're starting with retail. We might go into food service. Or what's great about being a startup is that we can be flexible in understanding what works and what doesn't work. But I think we're going to try what we call the in-and-out approach, which is also a locally California company. We're going to start in California and then see where it goes from there.
All right. And you're starting out in Kitchen Town.
Yes.
With Rusty Schwartz and his team. And at some point you'll probably outgrow it because that's the plan with Kitchen Town startups.
Correct. Yes.
What's the trajectory look like for the next year or two in terms of growth, do you think?
We're exploring options. I think obviously co-packer is pretty common if we find one that has sustainable values that isn't going to strong arm us. We would like to go with the co-packer, but we have had a lot of data saying that or experiences more so, that they're kind of hard to work with. So we are still trying to figure that out. I think time will tell. The most amazing part about this stage of startup life is you don't know what's going to come up, but you should be excited about what might happen.
You've done it before. This isn't your first rodeo.
Yeah.
And these dumplings are delicious. Can we see what they look like right now? Just bring them there. Yeah.
Oh.
This is what the finished product is. Thank you.
No problem.